Guys, today we're going to look at how to put quadratics into our calculator. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow along with this sheet, okay, with our calculator. Okay, so this is your screen of your TI Inspire. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to click this blue icon that says Add Graphs to a new document. You click that puppy right there. Here's your function. So what you're going to do is you're going to insert this quadratic. So x squared minus 5x plus 4. Into your calculator. So you're going to type it exactly as it is. X, the letter x squared minus 5x plus 4. And you're going to press enter to graph. So there's your graph. Now we're going to look for a couple things. Okay, the first thing that we're going to look for is the zeros. So it's got the instructions over here on how to find the zeros. Okay, which are again the X-Intercepts. So how we do that is we're going to go to Menu, Analyze Graph, so number 6. You're going to find a 0. Now it asks you for the lower bound. So the lower bound is on the left side of the 0. And once again, the 0 is the X-Intercept. So you're looking for this point right here. We want to know what point that is. So make sure that you're on the left side. You're going to press Enter, which is the middle button on your calculator. You're going to go over to the right side because now we want the upper bound. So you're going to go over to the right side of the point. Here's the point. So the way I do that is either I can press this arrow key to get over there, or I can just move my thumb across this middle button and it will scroll over. So be on the right side, you're going to press enter again, and it's got a 0 or an X-intercept at 1, 0. Alright, so we're going to write that down, 1, 0. Now we're going to find the other X-intercept. Because again, there is another one right here. So same thing. We're going to go to Menu. We're going to go to Analyze Graph. We're going to go find another 0. All right. So now again, be on the left side of the graph, lower bound. Be on the right side of the 0. Press Enter. And then your other 0 is at 4, 0. All right. Let's go on. Let's find our vertex. Again, we're going to use the menu function. Now, if you look at our graph is facing upward, which means that we have a minimum. So we're going to go to Analyze Graph. We're going to find the minimum of the graph, lower bound. So the left side of the vertex, there's your vertex. So the left side's over here, right side is over here. Press Enter, and we see that our vertex is at 2.5, negative 2.25. And lastly, we want to find our Y-intercept, which is this point right here, where it crosses the Y-axis. So let's go to Menu. Okay, let's trace the graph. Now, what this is this will move your cursor along the graph. You could use the trace function to find zeros and the vertex, whether it be a maximum or minimum also. Okay, so this one works for that also. So here is where your cursor is right now. Well, we want to trace this point right here, so we want to figure out what that point is. So we're going to move my cursor up to that point, which I can press this over arrow key to get over there. And you see that it has the Y-intercept. It just gave it to me as 0, 4. Okay, this, if I wanted to move this way on the graph, I could go with my arrow key here, and I have a 0 at 1, 0. We already found that. I could keep going down, and it would tell me my vertex is a minimum at 2.5, negative 2.25. I could keep going and find my other 0. Keep tracing along the graph, and then here's your other 0 at 4, 0. Okay, so here is the points that we are tracing. Again, we want the Y-intercept, which is right there at 0, 4. So fill that in on your paper. All right, let's go put another quadratic function in. So we're going to put in negative 2x squared plus 6x minus 4. Okay, so we're going to go, always just press on, and I'm going to add a new document, graph. Okay, so we're going to go to Menu, Graph, Edit, Entry. We're going to add a function, right, quadratic function. Enter. Hello. All right, there we go. Okay, so again, you're going to type it exactly as it is. So negative 2x squared plus 6x minus 4. So we're typing in this exact quadratic right here, negative 2x squared plus 6x minus 4. We want to find the zeros, the y-intercepts, and the vertex. All right, so here we go. We're going to press enter to graph. All right, now this time I'm going to show you the trace function, which is menu, trace, and we're going to graph trace. So 1. All right, now I want to find my y-intercept. Well, it's already given it to me, 0, negative 4. Okay, we can trace along, we can move our cursor over here, we can trace along the graph. It tells me that my y-intercept is at 0, negative 4. So let's fill that in. I want to find the zeros, so I want to find the x-intercepts. So again, I'm going to use my arrow pad, scroll over to find the 0, which is at 1, 0 to start. Fill that in. And the other 0, keep going, is at 2, 0. So fill that in. All right, lastly, we want to find our vertex. All right, so go back. Let's trace to our vertex maximum. It's at 1.5, 0.5. So now our paper is halfway filled in. So now we're going to look at how to find the table on your calculator. Okay, so I've got the steps here. Steps to get to the table are menu 7.1. Let's look at what that looks like in your calculator. You're going to type in this quadratic into your calculator. So x squared plus 6x minus 8. So let's go back. We're going to go to menu, graph edit entry, which is number 3. We're going to insert a function. Nope, 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 nope. There we go. Okay. What the heck? Okay, now we're going to insert that quadratic, which is x squared plus 6x minus 8. So x squared plus 6x minus 8 graph. All right, so we're looking for this quadratic right here. We want the table from that quadratic. All right, what you're going to do, I have the steps listed. It says menu 7, which is the table, and 1, which is a split screen table. All right, so what this is this is my x's. So this is my inputs. Actually, let me start over because I got too many graphs up. All right, here we go. So let's input our quadratic, x squared plus 6x minus 8 minus 8. Go Sapp, enter. There we go. All right, so we're going to go to menu 7, 1. Boom, there's your table. So here's your x's, here's your y's. All right, so we're filling in our table, right? So if we want negative 1, okay, we want negative 1 for our table. That's our x value. We need to scroll up because I don't see negative 1. We start right here at 1. So we scroll up to negative 1, and my point is negative 1, negative 13. So fill that in for your table. Now we want 0. So the point 0, negative 8. Fill that in for your table. Now we want the point at 1. So it says 1, negative 1. And last 2, positive 8. So there's your table. All right, it says, is the vertex a maximum or a minimum? Well, let's look at our a value. Okay, yes, I can look at the graph, but I can also look at the a value. It's a positive a value. Therefore, the graph will open upward. So therefore, my vertex has to be a minimum. Minimum. And if I'm looking at the graph, you can see here that, yes, it is a minimum. All right, let's do the last one, number 5. Number 5. All right, so we're going to add a graph. We're going to insert our quadratic, negative x squared minus 2x plus 3, minus 2x plus 3. Enter, there's your graph. So again, to find the table, menu 7, 1. There's your table. All right, so what we're doing is we're looking to fill in this puppy right here. So negative 3, the x value, what's the y value? So let's go to our table. Let's figure out where x is negative 3. This is your x column. So I need to scroll up, negative 3, 0. So I fill that in, negative 3, 0. All right, now it wants the y value of 4. So I want to know the corresponding x value. So let's go to our table. Y value has a 4, so the corresponding x value is negative 1. So fill that in on your table. X value is 0, so where x is 0, y is 3. Fill that in on your table. And then where is y value 0? I want to find the corresponding x value, 1. Last question, it says, is the vertex a maximum or a minimum? So once again, it is a negative a value for this one. A negative a value will mean my parabola will open downward, which means the vertex will be the highest point on the graph, or the maximum.